right, guys, I am IFBB Pro Jamie Pinder. I'm here with Pro League News, and I am here with my favorite 212 competitor, five-time Olympian, Shaun Clarida. Shaun, you're from my neck of the woods. I'm so excited to see you back on the Olympia stage. You're about 16 days out now. How are you feeling, and how is the prep going?
Well, first of all, prep's been amazing. This is the first year I've had in my entire pro career that I've had an actual full year to prepare for just the one show.
Right.
Every year I've done 2, 3, 4, 5 shows leading into Olympia. And even though I've done well at the Olympia level, I've never had time to just focus the ruck in Olympia. So being able to do that, I've obviously was able to grow into the show, made a lot of great improvements. But obviously being 3 weeks out now, it's starting to really feel it. And the diet's taking its toll on me right now. But it comes with the territory, and I expected this, and then just tells me we're in the right direction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, last year after the Olympia, you did like three shows. That's where you got your Olympia qualification for this year at the Legacy. So this is the longest time that you've had off. Do you feel like this has been a lot easier for you, or do you think it was like a little bit harder to get back into the swing of things with that much time off?
No, I that was the goal after Olympia last year. Obviously, we wanted a top 5 finish, and we fell short, just at 7th. So we're like, what?
So close.
Try to get an early qualification, and this way I can take the rest of the year off. So like you said, I bounced around. I did a few shows, and ended up getting the win in California, which qualified for this year, and automatically we were done until this coming Olympia. So it's definitely something I wanted to do. Like I said, every year I've done show after show after show. I think it was time for me to put my eggs into one basket, and I think this is the perfect year. Now the flex is gone, and the title's wide open.
I was going to say, this is your 5th Olympia. You had a very respectable 7th place finish last year. When you think about this Olympia, you think about the people who are out of it this year. Are you one of those competitors that are you like gunning for that first place win right off the bat? Or are you kind of more like, oh, if I'm with top 5, I'm okay? Are you like all in it for the win?
Like I said, this year, my confidence level has been at an all-time high with Flex leaving. And then once he made that announcement, I said, no matter what, I'm coming for the win this year. In past Olympias, obviously, we had Flex, we had Jose, we had David. So it's like, let's see how I do and hope I can get this and hope I can get that. This year, my confidence was just, we're coming to win. That's it.
Whole new ball game. And last year, okay, so you competed at like 160 last year, right?
I was 160
Yeah, so I've heard rumors that you're going to be like more like 175.
Yeah, I will probably be on stage around 173, 172.
Holy crap. That's huge for someone, because you've been competing since what, 2005, right?
Yep.
So being someone that's competed for that long, you still make huge leaps and bounds from year to year. Do you think there's going to get a point, you're 5'2", do you think there's going to get a point where you like tap out, like how much more muscle you can add to your frame?
Well, like I said, the goal this year was to be bigger. Like after looking at the pictures last year, talking to judges, the conditioning was there, the shape, the structure, everything was there. It was just a matter of size.
Right.
So game plan obviously was to get the early qualification, which we did, and really focus on the off season, which we really did, and we really grew into the show. I got to my heaviest ever, which is 190. Wow. And obviously I've been holding on to about 180 for the past almost like 10 weeks, which is great.
Yeah.
And like this morning, I woke up I hit my lowest around 176 this morning. So my weight fluctuates between 176, 177, 178. By the time I get to Vegas in 2 weeks, again, once you cut water and everything, I say I'll be around no less than 170 on stage, period.
Yeah, holy crap. So that's 10 pounds in a year. Do you think a lot of that, is that just like the time that you had off? Did you do something different with your training, or?
It was absolutely the time. My body was craving this time to just grow. You can grow into a show, but when you have no prepping in front of you, you're not doing tons of cardio, and you can just kind of have free will to eat and train, your body's gonna respond. And then go back to your question, like you were saying, like I've done this for almost for 15 years, and my body's still progressing. And as far as tapping out, I don't think I'll be 212 pounds on the dot. But again, my body responded really good this year.
Right.
So who knows what will happen in coming years?
I was going to say, do you think that your ability, because we see a lot of competitors who compete for not even nearly as long as you do, and they tap out on their physique, and you see them kind of like stall out on making many changes from year to year. What do you think it is about you? Do you think it's just your genetics? Do you think it's your work ethic? Like, what do you think it is about you as a competitor or a person or an individual that makes you continue to just get fucking better every year, man?
You know what it is? I attributed that because we don't focus on the scale per se.
Yep.
Our thing is, let's make improvements to the back. Let's make improvements to the chest, and obviously bring those up. And when you're bringing those up, obviously your intake of calories is much higher because you're training them much more frequently. Like I personally like to train my back and my chest twice a week.
Okay.
So as I'm doing that, obviously I'm eating, I'm training hard, I'm recovering, I'm getting a lot of massages, everything that it requires in order to improve. And I feel like since I did it this year, my body weight just kind of skyrocketed on its own. I didn't have a set goal. Like I want to be 200. It was just let my body do what it wants to do.
That's amazing. That is awesome, man. So most of the other guys that you compete against are like just barely making that 212 cutoff.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of advice do you have for other competitors who are more like, almost like the underdogs? Not that I don't really consider you an underdog because I think this is your time and you've like earned this shit. But I think that you as a competitor speak to a lot of those people in this sport who maybe aren't the biggest guy on stage. And, so what kind of advice do you have for those type of people who, they're competing against people who are maybe a lot bigger than them? How can they still be confident in what they're bringing to the stage the way that you do?
Like you said, the biggest thing is two things, I believe: being confident and believing in yourself.
Yeah.
When I turned pro in 2012, everyone pretty much said, hey, your career is over. I'm like, well, what does that mean? They said, well, there's no bantam weights doing anything at the pro level. You're not going to want to show. You're too small. You're this and that. But in the back of my mind, I believed in myself. I made it this far. I'm successful up until this point. What to say I can't make it to the next level?
Right.
And I believe I can continue to train hard. I just kind of put in my mindset that I want more.
Yeah.
And I believe in myself. And as far as again, it doesn't matter what I weigh on stage. It just what I look like is what the judges care about. No one asks you on stage, hey, what's your weight by chance? They want to see the total package, the shape, the structure, the muscularity, the presentation. And I feel like that's what I've been able to bring every single year, better and better, and which has put me in the place I'm in today.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I remember last year, I think that you said that you were really focusing on bringing up your back, right? Absolutely. So this year, with that whole year off, was there another specific thing that you were trying to bring up? Was it back and chest again, or?
Yeah, it was back and chest. Absolutely.
All right. And now you're still training mountain dog style, right?
Yep, still working with John Meadows.
Ah, that's awesome, man. And I'm like, he's always coming up with new shit now. So I really I believe that his type of training, I think it's the variety that we get out of it, right?
It's the variety. It's the rep scheme. You don't know what to expect. So when I walk into the gym, I have no idea what's going on. I pull my phone out, look at the exercises, and then just go for it.
Yeah.
The fact that John actually wrote it himself and has done everything himself, that kind of tells me okay, John's done it. He's been a great bodybuilder for all these years, so it's got to work.
Right. Yeah, so. And it's funny. I know with myself when I'm looking at my mountain dog programs, I'm reading it, and do you hear his voice in your head as you're reading it?
Oh yeah. 6 rep, go all out. I'm like, all right, got it. In my mind, John is right there pushing me.
Yeah.
I enjoy when he's up here because I get to train with him as much as I possibly could.
I was gonna say you've had a couple chances to train with him this year, right?
Yeah, he was just up here 2 weeks ago. We were at Bev's and we trained back, obviously.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Crazy back workout. And again, the thing with John, I'm always learning.
Yes.
Not just myself, but everyone. You should be always learning, always opening new ideas and trying different things.
Yeah. So now you've been with Matt Jansen for how long now? I mean, it's been 2014 or 13, right?
I started working with Matt in 2016.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a long time for a coach and an athlete to work together. Do you think that has a lot to do with your success and how you're able to keep on improving?
Well, I see a lot of guys, bouncing around from coach to coach.
Yeah.
To each their own. But I found that what's worked best for me is that having a coach who understands and knows my body very well. You can't
Right.
expect to learn your body after one season. It may take 2, 3, 4 seasons. And the same thing with John. John knows my body. He knows I can, train hard and recover. That's why he'll put together a program for me that will kill me, but he knows I can handle it. And
Right.
same with, he knows my body. Even if I was just sending pictures or telling how I'm feeling, he's like, all right, he'll make changes, as I go along. But they know my body very well, and that's what's worked best for me.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. That's exciting. So, with the classic physique division keeps on getting bigger and bigger. And you hear, I've been hearing some rumblings that, eventually like 212 is going to be phased out by classic. What do you have to say to comments like that? What do you think?
I don't have any comments. I think
right.
bodybuilding's always going to be there.
Yeah.
That's the bread and butter of our sport. That's what started the sport. It's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, you'll see a few 212 shows, not as many as past years, but people always want to see bodybuilders. We're freaks. We're freaks on stage, and people pay for freaks.
I totally agree. That's like, I'm so excited that I get to be there this year. I get to be like right in the front watching all you guys. So I will be there cheering you on. One last question. So you've done 48 shows. That's a lot. You've been doing this from since 2005. What is it that keeps you passionate and keeps you driven and keeps you focused on your goal?
Just said it, passion. I absolutely love this sport. I love training. I was telling someone the other day, and I'll tell anyone the same thing. If bodybuilding contest ended tomorrow, I'd still be in the gym training as if there was a show. So again, for me, it's the training aspect, seeing my body progress, get better. As far as show-wise, going to shows, traveling, meeting, competing against other competitors, I absolutely love this sport. As much as it may suck at times with the food, cardio and all that stuff, I look at the end point. Like, oh my, I'm going to be in Vegas with all these guys. We're going to be on a big stage, the world's biggest bodybuilding stage. Like, for me, that's what keeps me going. So those days where I'm in a rut, it's like, you know what, Shaun, it's temporary. It's coming. Yeah. Week by week, you're working for a reason. And the reason is to be my best on that day. And God willing, everything plays out the way we expect it to. I expect to walk away the champion this year.
Yeah, I am like so looking forward to that because I truly believe that you're going to be in the running up there for sure. Absolutely. You're like, I even remember seeing you on stage. I think it was the 2014 or 13 New York Pro.
14.
Yeah. So 2014 New York Pro. And I remember just like watching you come out, and your conditioning was just so fucking sick compared to it was like you and everyone else on stage. So you bring in that conditioning with sitting at 175, like you are going to be a hard one to beat, man.
Well, I mean, that's the main reason why I didn't post any photos this year, really, because I wanted to surprise everyone.
Yeah.
I didn't want anyone to see this coming. People, like you say, you've been hearing rumblings about my weight, and people think like, oh, he's bigger, so he won't be in condition. Don't get it twisted, guys. I'm suffering. I'll be in condition. I'll be ready.
I know you. I remember that one show. I was like, oh my God, like I need to get that kind of conditioning. Like he looks fucking sick, and I was so impressed, and I've always been so impressed every time I see you on stage. I wish you the best of luck. I cannot wait to see you up there. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to see you at the meet and greet before. Now, best of luck the next 2 weeks. Kill it, man. I know you've got this. Anyone you want to thank or give a shout out to before we go?
Yeah, first and foremost, I couldn't do it without God, obviously. My family, my girlfriend, who's with me every single minute of the day, pushing, motivating me. You know who she is, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
My entire team's behind me. My sponsors, Jack Factory, Gasp Official, everyone who's behind me, pushing me, motivating me. Even the people on Instagram and Facebook who are complete strangers who are just writing positive comments and saying, "Keep going, champ. You got this." I can't thank you guys all enough for it because it keeps me going, truly.
Awesome. Well, thank you for motivating all of us, and best of luck at the Olympia, man.
Thank you. I will be seeing you soon, 2 weeks.
All right. Take care, hon.
Okay.